We have a pretty cool guest next.
I heard.
Pretty big deal. She's the star of the hit comedy album Cash Grab,
Ooh.
and she's also the co-host of the wildly successful comedy podcast Nice Bum, Where You From. Let's just bring her out. I'm too excited. She lives in LA. She's doing the show for us. Give it up for Georgea Brooks.
Hey.
Hey there.
Oh man, am I big?
You're huge.
I meant like
Oh, sorry, that's embarrassing.
But it did sound like I was being like, so do you find me successful?
Yeah. Now
I
you're
do. I
Just doing
do.
my nails, so
Now you're big. No, I when I found out you wanted to do the show, I was like, whatever you want. So I don't know what you're gonna do, but
well, when you asked me to do the show, it was a while ago, and I was like gonna do comedy because that's who I am.
Yeah.
But I don't like it anymore.
Oh,
It's just not good. Did you see the show? It's just like comedy's kind of done.
Oh.
Very fun to be in a writer's room with you guys, though.
yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching it. Shout out to everyone watching. This is cool. What's up with you guys?
Nothing, but we were actually talking earlier about just kind of how we're passing the time.
Yes.
And I was wondering, like, is there anything you've been doing to pass the time? You've been watching anything cool lately?
Yes, thank you for asking. Wow, right on the nose, Dan. I've been watching TV a lot, as we all have. I started with all the classics, like, I did all of Boardwalk Empire. Just finished 30 Rock. But
Nice.
the one that I'm the most excited about, and you guys have probably heard it because it's on Netflix and it's number 10. You know how they tell you now?
Yeah,
Like,
it's number 10. It's huge.
it's number 10, at least in America, and that's like what counts. So it's exciting. It's called Sweet Magnolias. Have you heard of this?
I have seen
Sally
the picture.
Field.
Sally Field is not in it.
Okay.
That's Steel Magnolias, Josh.
Oh, you know what? Netflix has been very confusing to me because of that reason. Thank you. That makes a lot more sense.
This one, I think maybe we have a photo
Yep,
of
it's
it.
up right now.
Oh, it is? Oh, I can't see it.
It's like a bunch of people holding hands on a table.
Yeah, it's this is the pitch. This is the elevator pitch. Think about a Hallmark movie, but make it a whole season. That's the pitch. You don't even need to know what it's about. Okay? In an elevator, someone said to an exec, and I want you to know, it's going to sound like I'm shitting on it because I'm naturally like funny that way, but I do truly love it and I truly cannot stop watching it.
Okay.
But I think in an elevator pitch, because that's how shows get made.
Yep.
They just said that they didn't even tell the plot line, which is crazy because the plot is so good. Do you want to hear about it?
I do actually.
Of course.
Okay, so it's about it's about a few things, but let's start. It takes place in a little town. Do you guys know Charleston?
Yep.
So
South Carolina?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
That's what I needed to know. I'm glad you knew that. I needed that. It's in South Carolina and it's not Charleston.
Oh no, I don't know. I might be wrong. I don't even know if Charleston's in South Carolina.
I think it is. I think it is.
Cool.
It's in the South because they all have accents and they're not all those actors are supposed to. And so it takes place in a little town called Serenity.
Yeah.
And it surrounds these three grown-up best friends. And I think that's why I really like it, because a lot of the shows I like are like Pretty Little Liars or like Riverdale. And I like them because they're so dynamic, but they're about kids. And I'm like, I am a grown-up.
Right.
So it's kind of hard. This is like about three women who are women. And it opens by one of the women. Her name is Maddie. She is a mom and she just is going through a divorce, and her divorce is with her ex-husband, and he cheated on her with a nurse because he's a doctor, and he got that nurse pregnant. So him and the nurse are going to get married, and it's a huge town scandal, and it's really embarrassing because the town's so small, so like everyone knows about it. So that's Maddie. Also, by the way, the husband, his name's Bill, and he's played by Chris Klein. Remember him?
Yeah.
Wait, American Pie, Chris Klein?
Yes.
Right.
He plays like a good doctor who's a bad guy.
That's who I think he is in real life.
Can I ask a question about
Yeah.
Chris right away? is he a good actor in this? Because he's a weird actor, I find.
Honestly, no, he's not that good.
Like, I feel like it's not even his fault. I feel like in real life he acts weird. So like this is what he thinks real life is. Like it's like, yeah, he just acts so strange.
I think that's who he is. I think that's just the Chris Klein personality, and that's all he does. That's his thing, his role.
But think about that weird personality and then throw a Southern accent on it. Okay.
That's amazing.
Okay.
I've always said he needed one.
And they also have 3 kids, and the oldest son is like a popular kid who plays baseball and he's a star pitcher. So also imagine Chris Klein as a Southern doctor who's like a baseball dad, and he's always like, "You're putting too much pressure on me." He's like, "We got a new coach." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then huge reveal: the nurse who he cheated on Maddie with, and remember Maddie, main character we following.
Right. Yeah. One of the 3 women.
Yeah, main woman. We'll call her main woman. Maddie, main woman, alliteration. So guess what, though? The nurse that Chris Klein knocks up is Jamie Lynn Spears.
Wait. Britney Spears' sister?
Yes. I thought
wait.
Bigger, like,
Don't tell. Wait. Don't tell me that she's not playing herself. Can I just believe that she's playing herself in the show?
I think everyone in the breakdown for the audition, they were like, "Hey, be the most yourself as you can, and we'll write the character around you." She's also like not the bad guy, but she's like everyone in the town's like, you know, like, oh, and she's just like, "I'm pregnant and I want this baby to have the best life, and I can't help it if that means he has to leave his whole family." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Seems like the right call.
Okay, so this isn't even the plot points yet. This is just a setup. And then the second main girl, who is a second best friend, her name is Dana Sue, and she's the chef. She has 1 daughter, and she's already been divorced.
Nice
and
down there job. Nice.
Is she the sassy one?
Because there's one more character, and she's like a high-powered attorney who's also Black. So she's like the sassy, strong-willed woman.
Yeah.
You know,
she's the Raphael.
Wannabe. So she's coming in a second. Dana Sue, honestly, here's the thing. She sucks. Like, I think personally she sucks. And you know she's going through a lot. And you know that any episode now, we're supposed to like her. But, like, I'm on episode 8, and I'm still not that into her.
Jesus.
And then there's Helen. And Helen is high-powered attorney, best friend to the girls. She's traveled a bunch. She came back to live in the town. She's like cool, collected attorney. She's a lawyer. We got that. Okay. We got all that. So we don't know all the main characters. I'm not even getting into the kids or the hot baseball coach who's coming later. Okay.
Wow.
Don't have much time left.
So many levels.
Yeah, you have about 5 minutes.
Okay, great. So, you know, Maddie going through this divorce. Whole town's talking about her. She's real embarrassed. And then Helen, attorney woman, she informs Maddie, and she informs the 2 other best friends that she has purchased this giant house in town that they've loved forever, and they are finally going to pursue their dream of opening a spa.
Okay.
Wow.
What a turn.
And at first Maddie's like, "I'm too busy." But the weird thing is, like, the other 2 women have jobs and Maddie doesn't have a job, and she's too busy, but she's actually looking for a job. You're like, you're not instead of applying for jobs, and they're like, "And you're perfect because you ran that other spot for so long." Like, it just...
So that's the elevator pitch, though, for sure. It's the show. Its essence is about 2 ladies with jobs who aren't busy and 1 lady without a job who's super busy.
In fairness, isn't it always your friend who seems to have the least amount to do that always is the busiest?
Shut up.
You know?
So to me.
Where are they? What are they doing?
So it took some convincing, but eventually Maddie decided episode 2 or 3, she's all in. Okay, so we got that. Also in the beginning, also, by the way, spoiler alert on all of this.
I was just gonna say, we should have this should have been called spoiler alert, this whole segment.
Yeah. We really missed out on that segment.
We're barely
just mute this for like
Guys, are you looking to watch this show? Don't listen to us for the last 5 minutes. Yeah.
And if you are looking to watch this show at this point, don't listen, but skip the first episode because I've already covered it.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
This feels like the kind of show that ends with like them discovering a murder. Is there a murder?
I haven't finished this season.
Okay. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, right?
It does sound like that, but I think that's because I'm pretty fun. The show doesn't have that.
Right. It doesn't have Georgia's fun energy. The show is everything Georgia said without all of her fun energy.
It is really like a Hallmark movie, which is what I love about it. But everyone, it's just like a town in the South where everyone knows each other and gets along, and race isn't a problem. And also everyone's like doing their own growing.
That's so funny.
Okay.
So then there's also, so Dana Sue, she's the chef. She owns this big ass deal restaurant in town. It's like the biggest deal outside of Charleston. Listen, they must be close to Charleston. Her head chef, I guess he was also a big deal, but she realized somebody's been stealing alcohol, and then she realized it was him, so she fired him. And then he's all mad about it. And then for the next few episodes, he keeps like popping up and being scary. Okay. Also, there's a new baseball coach. He's my favorite character.
There's some baseball through line that we're missing here, but
yeah, there's a lot of baseball happening.
Okay, sorry. The town's big into baseball.
Cool. Good to know.
The town's big into baseball. Also, Maddie, going through the divorce with Chris Klein. They have 3 kids. Their oldest son is like the star pitcher of the high school baseball team.
Of course. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Their second oldest son just got cast in a play. It never comes up.
Okay. Just the thing they do. They never come back to it.
There's so much happening in this little town.
I know. It's an hour long.
So
okay. It's like take a Hallmark movie where someone is a powerful working person and then they realize their hometown is where they're supposed to be the whole time, but then draw it out over 8 episodes. Do you know what I mean? Okay.
Would this be long at 2 hours? Because we could do it in 8.
I smell a season 2. Murder? It's not about that. Get out of here. Georgea.
That would be exciting.
There's a new baseball coach. He's new. He is also a teacher, I guess, because if you're a high school baseball coach, you also are a teacher. He teaches history. It also never comes up. But he's a former MLB professional baseball player, so I think that's like one level below. No, MLB
is pros.
Yeah, that's former, that's like you made it there, but you are done now.
Yeah, which is crazy. I didn't know that because I really spent the year before the pandemic trying to be a sports comedian. But you live.
All right. What's your wrap up on this? Because we gotta. First of all, I don't want to spoil the whole show. So what's your takeaway here? What's
I just want to talk about the best part.
Okay, the best part.
Okay. This baseball coach. I mean, I've been trying to get to him the whole time. He's like a big shot in town now. He's new. He's very hot. And guess who he has a crush on? Yes, Maddie.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh man, she's the main. That's why she's the main woman.
Mm-hmm. He kind of has a crush on her, and then one time he lives near her, I guess, and her she needs a plumber, and they're all busy. They're all busy because they're all working on her spa.
That sounds amazing.
And so he comes over, he gets all wet, and then when he leaves, he like takes his shirt off outside, and somebody sees him in the driveway, and then rumors start going crazy. And then okay, big time spoiler alert. Then her husband kind of her ex, and Chris gets a little jealous, and then there's a baseball fundraiser, and there's an auction, and Chris Klein auctions off a wellness treatment, and like nobody buys it, and then they auction off a they auction off a date.
Oh my God.
The baseball coach. And people spend so much money.
Of course.
And then Maddie's mom ends up buying him so that she can go on.
Okay. Okay, Georgea.
I didn't even get to the guy who's looking for his father.
What? Is he also the baseball coach? I'm
This description has
lost.
got to be better than the show. Honestly,
I want a
thank you
Georgea
so much.
commentary track.
I hate that I have to let you go right now because I got to move the show along. I want to know more. Maybe you'll come back when you've watched more. Oh man, it's so good to see you laughing and smiling. Thank you so much, Georgea. Give everybody a hello over in LA. Give Georgea a round of applause at home.
Thank you for listening. Bye.
See you. Oh my God.